just finished stopping the rebel group that has been causing trouble in the region. The party went into it with mixed feelings, but they all knew that this threat needed to be stopped. While assaulting the rebel base, the party tried to hold back, but men, women, and children all attacked the party and were relentless in their assault. Many met their end while facing the Onyx Circle. Even some children fell due to them not being able to hold back all the way. After our heroes finished taking down all the threats the rebels could present, the Latest City Guard began escorting secured prisoners to carts to begin being transferred to Celestia Prison. We continue where the party had last left off, with the party waiting and watching over the capture of prisoners until they are all secured. Also, the party has some from the attack because of Sin and Cletus not following the orders of Raylon and Conrad, who the latter was put in charge by the former to lead the Onyx Circle in this mission. Let's see how things pan out in this episode of Low Initiative, and begin. You guys are all just sitting as the guards begin to move people from the fortress to carts. They're all shackled. Some of them are just single people. Some of them are kind of clumped together. Middle-aged men and women, surrounded by children. You assume that they're family units. You guys just kind of sit there and watching, kind of down about the whole situation. Raylon and Demerel had just left not too long ago, and you guys are just waiting for them to get everyone secured, and then you guys can head back to Latest. So what do you guys do?
Colin right now is refilling his quiver, and he's kind of got that look of silent anger to him. He's not speaking to anyone. He's just kind of focused on his task right now, like just looking over his gear, just kind of keeping himself busy.
Sin is going to talk to a guard.
By the way, are there any guards that got you around where we're at? Or
there's quite a few. There's, they're constantly going in and out.
Is there any guard that are kind of just standing right now currently?
The closest one was the one.
Okay.
And after a few seconds, he comes back.
Okay.
Demasary is just going to chillax next to the wall.
Yeah, actually kind of be right here.
Cletus is sitting over here. He kind of puts his back against the wall and just kind of slides down into a sitting position. He puts his hands over his knees and he's just kind of looking down at the moment.
Nat's just drinking from her flask.
Just sipping from it or hardcore drinking?
Yeah, just sipping from it.
Okay.
Corin goes over to the horses and checks on them.
Okay. They seem to be in good health. You have the ability to, communicate pretty well with animals, and they're in good shape, happy animals.
Okay. So, where do you guys come from?
The bay horse, through gestures and other things, basically let you know that they come from Latest. They talk about open fields, or they represent open fields and stuff like that. So you're guessing either the Plains or Ironcrad Farms.
Okay. You wanna go back there, or do you just wanna chillax out somewhere else?
The smaller middle one just kind of looks at you and lets you know that they get to work and they get to eat. They get to stay with their family, so they really couldn't care less what happens as long as that continues.
Okay.
You can tell these horses were well taken care of just because, they have they seem with the people who were taking care of them. Like, they definitely weren't overworked or anything like that.
Okay. Corin just talks to them a bit.
Okay.
Just making small talk.
Okay.
All right. So I assume Conrad's done refilling his quiver at this point, right?
Yes.
And is the guard that was just standing there still over here?
Yeah, he's just kind of standing out there watching outside. A couple carts have pulled up, peeking outside of the gate. They are different than the carts you guys have ridden on. Two large armored horses pulling them, and they're a lot more basic carts, sturdy like the other ones, but these are definitely, you could guess, the Celestia prison carts because they look very well made, very strong, and it's just basically a cage on the cart.
Okay.
And he's watching he's basically one of the people watching, kind of the outside area.
Okay. Conrad's, I assume the dude's like right by there?
Yeah.
So he's gonna walk over there, and then he's gonna go, excuse me.
Yes, how could I help you, Sir Conrad? You recognize this guy. You've seen him a couple times around Latest. He's one of the Latest guards. He came down with you guys.
Okay. It's like, so there were some formidable foes that we encountered. One was an orc gentleman, and one was, I believe, a spellcaster and someone else. They seem to be one of the main members of this outfit. If anyone hasn't checked already, they might have some information on them.
Oh, well, thank you. The Celestia guards will be here soon, and they will actually be carrying out the investigation. But I will let them know about that. Where exactly were they located?
They were right by.
You basically explained it to him.
Yeah. I just kind of tell him where it was. Yeah.
He's like, thank you.
Of course. If anything else, let me know.
Not a problem, sir. And we thank you for your assistance today.
Yeah. He just kind of heads back.
Nat gives him a wave as he passes by.
After a few moments, Daylock is kind of looking around, kind of with a confused look on his face.
Something the matter, Daylock?
Yes, where'd Sir Sin go?
Can I do a perception check to look?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do it too.
Yeah.
You do not see him. There is a lot of foot traffic going in and out over the last 30, 40 minutes, almost an hour. So it's really hard to see any tracks belonging to Sin, especially with small feet. It's as far back as you can remember, you haven't seen Sin for a few minutes.
Is Corin in range to hear this?
Yes.
So my guess would be he's looting dead bodies, as I know him.
Be that as may, we can't abandon our post right now.
Daylock continues looking around. He's like, yes, but the weird thing is if he's looting, I was staring at the door and he did not walk by.
So
and you see Daylock is now looking towards the gate and stuff like that because, he suspects Sin must have gone the other way since he didn't pass by.
He does have that, I assume, spell that turns him invisible, Conrad says. Might just use that.
Go ahead and roll me an intelligence.
Okay. Because I do remember seeing him use it before, out of character.
Actually, anyone who's trained in Arcane, go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Alright, so I don't do anything?
No.
Okay.
Nat, you've seen Sin disappear before in combat. One thing you've noticed is it's very short. When he does it, it's always, just a second or two later that he reappears.
Invisibility doesn't really last that long. He really can't have gone far, wherever he is.
You think he just went inside them?
Well, Daylock turns around and he's like, he's not outside, and, I was looking at the door the whole time.
I meant, out of character, I meant inside, not outside.
Wait, you meant inside?
Yeah, I said inside, not outside.
Daylock was watching this door the whole time.
Okay.
Corin goes over to the Godson was talking to. Hey,
Okay.
do you know where our friend went? The small, angry one?
I'm not quite sure who you're referring to, sir.
The gnome with the staff?
Oh, I thought he was in the courtyard with you.
Huh. What did he want to know from you?
Oh, he was asking me about getting permission to go look inside. But I told him that for now it's probably best if you guys stay outside.
Okay, thanks. Yes, he goes back and whispers, yes, so he definitely went inside.
Sounds like it, Conrad says.
If you tell him to do something, to not do something, he does it stealthily, as I know him.
Conrad kind of like nods his head, just kind of like, and like you can kind of tell that he's like very annoyed with the situation. So he just kind of puts his hands over his head, like, ugh.
Corin doesn't look much happier.
But you guys sit there for a few moments and nothing. And then after a moment, you guys see a quick flash of arcane energy as Sin phases. Looks like he just appears right over here.
Told ya.
There you are.
Sin, where have you been?
Kind of looks around. He's like, well, I know you guys were kind of pissy about back there, so why don't you guys come over here real quick?
Conrad sighs and walks over.
What did you take?
Well, they had already gotten to some of the big wigs in the back, but I was able to look around to try to gather some information. First off, they really don't have a lot going on. I looked at a lot of their notes and stuff like that, and for the most part, it was literally them recruiting people and just trying to live out here. Not a lot of information or worthy information to really obtain from that. But I did find a couple things, and he puts a sack down on the cart, a very small sack, and he also pulls out. Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls out a flint, and he sets it down. And
What's all this?
he's like, well, this stuff was kind of secured by itself, and things that are secured by themselves tend to be worthwhile. So I went ahead and grabbed them since, they're probably not going to use them.
Conrad just kind of said like, and it's a fair point.
And he's like, he pulls up the little flints and he looks at it and he's like, this one has some runes on it. You guys mind if I look at this real quick, see what it is?
Go ahead,
Sure.
that says.
He sits down and begins to look at it. 1 second. Takes him a little while. Remember, any of you guys, if you wanted to heal up, go ahead. Actually, wait, never mind. I forgot I already did it. Corin, can you mark off 2 healing surges?
Sure.
Nat, go ahead and mark off 1 healing surge.
Okay.
Sorry,
My guy's not healed yet.
The health that you guys are missing is for level 6, and
okay.
you guys don't get that until after extended rest.
Got you.
So that's why I went ahead and healed you guys up, and just okay. Boop. Oh, a 30. Okay. He looks at the rock, and after like 5 or so minutes, he's like, "Oh, that's what it is." He's like, "Oh, it's a magical flint. Basically, if you light a campfire using this flint, it burns without smoke or sound. The bright light of this magical campfire is invisible from outside its 10-square radius, though creatures and objects within the radius can be seen normally with dark vision, or if existing light allows. The campfire is normal fire in all other respects. The fire lasts for 12 hours, requiring no additional fuel, or until it is extinguished normally. The flint can be used to light lanterns and other fires as normal, but such fires gain no magical qualities.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Ooh.
And
Yabba-dabba-doo.
he looks around the group real quick, and he's like, "Hey, Chili Pepper, get over here."
Who is he talking to?
And he stops, eyeballs you, Nat, and gestures you to come over.
Comrade, he snickers a bit, like.
That's like
think he just called you hot.
I think so too, Comrade.
chili
Or I
pepper.
Or I just called her red.
Nah, that would be boring.
She does.
Comrade rolls his eyes.
She just-
Sure.
Chili pepper. She just walks over. She just walks over to him.
He hands you the flint. He said, I think this would suit you best.
Well, thank you. And she puts that in her bag. So
And the other bag that he has, he pours it out, and there is a single potion, 6 gold, 245 silver, and copper. Anyone want to take the potion?
Corin takes it, he's out.
Okay. Who wants the gold and money?
Kyra will refuse the gold because he's pretty flush at the moment.
I need money.
Okay. Here, I'll go ahead and just message how much it is, and you can add it.
Get your children some nice new boots.
It's not a lot.
Boots aren't expensive.
Ooh, good idea, Corin. Just gives him that.
And she also has to have the money to send it.
That's true.
And he just kind of, as you guys start grabbing the rest of the stuff, he looks towards, the little group gathered. He's like, "There, does that make up for what I did?"
So, Conrad, he takes a breath.
And before you speak, and he holds up a finger, he's like, "I also searched the guy that I attacked, and he had no valuable information. It looks like he was just another dumb idiot who thought that he could stand up to us."
You mind if I talk to you for a second? Do you guys mind giving us a minute?
Sure.
Sure. Nat puts a hand on Sin, pat, and thanks, and just walks over here. Yeah, next to Cletus.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay. Cletus does not register you walking up or doing anything. He's just kind of looking down.
Same old Cletus.
Do you say that?
No.
Okay. Okay. Comrade Sin is just sitting staring at you.
So, he's really trying to, kind of ease himself there a bit. It's like, Sin, I am sorry.
He's kind of taken aback by that. He's like, "Oh, I'm pretty smart, but I did not see that coming."
Yeah, and he kind of puts his hand over his face, I was putting in charge, and then he just says, what happened with who. He just kind of cocks his head a little bit, and after that, I was just so frustrated that when you just disobeyed me, I just let it out on you. So that was unfair of me. So I am sorry.
He kind of puts his hands on his hips, and you see Agumon just sitting on his shoulder, just kind of staring at you, then back at him, then back at you, then back at him. Then you hear the Agumon kind of whisper something, and Sin just kind of stands there, and he's like, "Well, thank you for that. I wasn't really hurt by you yelling at me, but I may be an ass sometimes, and some people may not like me, but I wish that you can just trust that I'm not going to do anything stupid."
Yeah, you're real intelligent, Sin, and sometimes I gotta I really do got to learn to trust people more. And even though I don't know you as well as I probably should, you definitely prove a member of our group. So I should trust that more.
He's kind of taken aback by that a little bit too. He looks awkward, like he doesn't know how to deal with this situation.
Out of character, he's like, I'm receiving praise. What the hell?
Yeah, like a little bit. He's a little bit weirded out by the situation, and you don't even need insight for that. Like it's obvious. He's not very, smart, charismatic, but for some reason just does not have great social interaction. And he kind of looks at you, and he's like, "Well, I'll try to listen to what you say whenever you're in charge, but I will make on the spot decisions on stuff, and I just hope that you can trust that those decisions are, they're not going to be stupid. I tend to think about everything I do."
Conrad, puts his hand on his shoulder and like, yeah, I'll do that.
He gives you a nod.
All right. And thanks, Sam, for accepting my apology.
Oh, no problem.
All right. So then I guess he would just kind of walk back.
Okay.
He's actually going to go past these two and go back over here.
Okay.
Why is there an edit token thing right in front of me?
Huh?
Sorry, a window just popped up in front of me. That was weird.
Okay.
No.
Okay. After a few moments, you guys hear another arcane, whoop. As you look up in the sky and you hear an owl screeching as the Platinum Band's owl goes and lands on Dayloc's arm. And Daylock reaches in his bag, pulls out like a little piece of dried meat, gives it to the bird, and there's something attached to it. Takes it off, reads it, looks towards the group and says, "Okay, yeah, apparently the Celestia be arriving soon, and they're gonna finish pulling everyone out, and then we can return to Letest. Should not be too much longer."
Okay, sounds good. Conrad nods.
And Daylock writes something on the paper, folds it back up, gives it to the owl, and the owl just squeaks out like real loud, and jumps off his arm and just ports away. And sure enough, not too long after that, more carts arrive, and you guys see obvious Celestia Guard armor. A lot of them are much better equipped than the Letest Guards and much more military based, a lot more training and stuff like that, and it shows. And they begin basically taking over everything, and a lot of them are a little bit more rude compared to how the Letest Guard treat you guys, since you guys are local heroes. They will bump into you guys, pass by without saying anything, make eye contact, or anything really. But within an hour or so, the rest of the people have been gathered up, and the carts begin making their way out of the forest. After they almost finish up, and there's only a couple carts left, one of the Celestia Guards begin to start placing these little boxes around the cave entrance. And after a few moments of them bringing in these boxes, they one of them looks towards the group and says, if you guys could you guys exit the area, back away a little bit?
Sure. Would you want us to go outside the gate or what?
That would probably be best.
Yeah.
And after you guys pull back and the other guards and stuff finish loading the last of the boxes, they back away, and one of them pulls out a wand and fires it at one of the boxes, and a massive explosion happens, and the front entrance of the cave is collapsed. And with that, the Celestia Guard turns around and goes to exit the gate and basically pulls the thing that was lodging the gate open, and the gate closes down. The rest of the horses and stuff that were here. They're with the rest of the carts, and the guard turns towards you guys and says, yes, this cart, and he points to another Celestia cart. This one's smaller, only has a couple chairs in it, no cover or anything like that, and is led by 4 horses. And the guard looks towards you and they say, that's one of our fast delivery carts. Should get you guys to Latesse before sundown. Thank you for your service, and have a lovely day.
Thank you, Conrad says.
He kind of nods towards your group, eyeballs the whole group, showing a little bit of disdain, looking at you all, and turns and just leaves. And the rest of the carts begin to move, besides the one that he pointed at for you guys. There's just a cart, an old man, and they're just waiting for you to load up.
Nat's like giving the group like a look and like a shrug, like, what was that? And then, yeah, guess that's to the cart.
Okay.
Yeah, Conrad's gonna load up on the cart too.
Okay. The rest of the party begins to load up. It's a pretty small cart, and it's a little bit snugger than you would like. But you guys are able to fit on there.
Who gets sandwiched between Demosaries and Cletus?
I mean, whomever, I guess, or they could just sit next to each other.
I'm just kidding.
But after you guys load up, the old man, whips the horses a little bit with the lead, and the cart begins to move. It takes a little bit to get out to the forest, to the road, but another hour goes by, and you guys, see the road open up in front of you. And as soon as the cart gets onto the road, he whips the lead again, and the horses really begin to pick up pace. A normal cart that you guys have ridden on before, you guys would be getting to Latesse like super, super late, or early the next day. Then like a fucking train, like this thing is going. And you guys have a couple hour cart ride ahead of you. Anyone want to do anything? Talk about anything? Do anything?
Corin will start writing down what happened in the fort.
Okay.
Conrad's gonna maintain his gear.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's gonna look at those flint rocks that Sin gave her.
It's just a single rock.
Oh, a single rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just looking at it.
Look at a rock for 3 hours.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Turns out it's actually a rock.
It's just a rock.
I got it.
Who would have guessed?
Sin was fucking with you the whole time.
Mhm.
Don't put it past Sin.
I wouldn't.
Okay. Well, you guys continue to do that as the cart barrels down the road. Eventually you guys do make your way to the Latesse gate. It is nightfall. But not too late. It's around like 8, 9 o'clock. You guys definitely made some good time on the way back, but it's still pretty late.
So we're at Latesse right now? Alright.
The cart pulls in. The guards stop you guys, ask to see all you guys' travel passes.
Does so.
Shows up.
Yep. You guys go one by one. They see your guys' passes, and they're like, okay, let them in. And the gate opens, and there stands Latesse. The cart pulls in quite a bit and parks in a little kind of stable area with hitching posts and stuff like that. The guy gets down, and the rest of the party begins to pile out of the cart.
Squawking box, Conrad says to the group.
No, where else would we go? she just gives him a look, like a smirk of it.
I need a drink, so yeah.
Daylock looks towards the group and he says, well, I'll go check Captain Welton's in and see what the situation is.
That's right. Yeah, we should do that first, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you guys want to head over to the Squawking Box, I can take care of that.
Yeah, I feel like
I'll
we should
head
all
over
go.
to the box.
You're gonna head over to the box.
Yeah.
Dear slaps. Yeah, well, thanks for taking the bullet for us. We'll see you at the box.
Okay, go for it, Bela. You gotta pat him on the back.
Be
He
careful.
kind of smiles.
Be careful out there. That's.
Oh, I will, Sir Nat. Lady Nat.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Hey, that was a DM mistake, not the character mistake. Okay.
Sure.
But he happily starts skipping towards the guard barracks. As you guys turn away from him and make your way towards the Squawking Box.
Mhm.
After a little bit way over there, and you eventually find yourself in the Squawking Box.
Conrad kind of fast walks to the bar.
Okay. I completely forgot to do something real quick, so I'm gonna go ahead and do
Conrad,
it right now live.
what's the rush? See him gone. Ooh,
Oh, did you have to ask that?
Move
Yes.
Just for 1 second.
I need a drink. Conrad says.
You see Felton and Lady Catmara in there. There are a couple people in the bar. They're serving late dinner to a few people, still serving a few guests, and Felton sees you guys enter, gives you guys a nod, and you guys make your way over to the bar.
Yep.
Mhm.
And after a few just seconds, really, you guys are Felton comes up to you and asks what you guys will be having.
I'll take some dinner and a bottle of wine, please.
He nods, looks towards the rest of you guys. Cletus is like, I'll just take some dinner.
Wine.
Dinner for me too, please. Nat says.
Okay, you guys gotta move for just a second so I can do something.
He pushes us off the bar stools.
There we go.
Yeah.
Go ahead and mark off the gold for anything you guys would like, and after a few moments, Felton begins to start bringing out ales, wine, and dinner.
How much is it for the dinner and wine together?
Give me 1 second.
I know it's 6 gold for the wine. How much for the dinner?
It's 5 gold for the wine, or for the meal, but give me 1 second. God, my eyes suck. Meal is 2 silver, and a bottle of wine is 5 gold.
Okay.
Any of those who want an ale, that's going to be 2 silver.
There we go.
Gron takes the wine.
And after a little bit, all your guys' food and drinks are brought to you.
So Carlin's gonna eat first, and then he's gonna drink.
Okay. And it is another delicious meal as expected from the Squawking Box.
Yeah.
And Cletus gobbles his up down real quick, and kind of backs away from the bar. He's like, "Well, let me know how things go. I'm gonna go head to bed." And he just kind of stumbles upstairs.
Night, Cletus.
Out of character, is Daylock actually all the way over there?
No,
now?
he's not.
Okay.
That was my bad. But by the time you guys finish eating, the doors do open up, and you guys do see Daylock come in.
Hey, Daylock.
He is carrying a stack of paperwork and a sack of gold. And he comes over and sits down, and as before he sits down, he walks over to you, Conrad, and holds out a piece of paper.
What's this? He picks it up.
Oh, your residency.
Ah, okay.
And he just goes down the line and gives you guys all a residency paper. Basically, just add to your inventory. I will give the official setup later.
Mm-hmm.
But just add in the title, Latesse Residency.
Gotcha.
And I will update that later.
Conrad will tell Daylock, Cletus actually went to bed, so if you can hold on to his, that'd be okay.
Oh, well, could you bring it up to Sir Cletus's room?
Sure. He'll take it.
Okay. He hands it to you. He goes down the line and gives one to everyone, and then he starts dishing out the gold. You guys each get 100 gold.
Okay.
And Conrad, you get another 100 for Cletus.
Okay. And so Conrad's done with his meal, right?
Yes.
So Conrad's gonna ask one real. He's gonna like kind of gesture Camera to come over.
Cat Mara.
Yeah.
She finishes sitting to a table and she walks over. She's like, "How can I help you, dear?"
And he's gonna whisper to her, right? Stealth check, right?
Yes.
He's gonna whisper to her, "Is Pain available tonight?"
Oh, she should be.
Awesome. All right, so he's gonna take that bottle of wine he didn't drink yet, and he's like, "Okay, guys, I'm gonna be going."
Damasceres immediately stops and looks at you. He's like, "Oh, you didn't want to look at the board before you headed to bed?"
I'll look at it tomorrow.
He kind of looks a little depressed. He's like, "Okay."
I mean,
I'll do it with you.
I'll look
Yeah.
too.
If you guys see something good, let me know. Conroe says, and then he'll go upstairs.
Okay. You make your way upstairs and up to the third floor, and
hang on, stop. He's actually not going to Pain yet. He's going to Cletus first, then Pain.
okay,
I probably should have made that more clear. Sorry.
no problem. You make your way up to the second floor.
Oh, am I good to go, or
Look down. Scroll down.
okay? Ah, okay, I didn't see
Ooh.
that. Interesting.
I've been
So-
busy.
Nice. Where I assume one room.
It's right here. Oops.
Where?
Wrong thing. Wrong tool. It's right here.
I was gonna check there first.
Okay. You open up the door and you find your room.
Ooh, fancy.
And Cletus is kind of just laying down right now. Did you notice the pillow fort?
Yeah.
And I didn't see it. Yes, I know. It's nice.
Too precious.
Yes, I painstakingly made a pillow fortress for Corn.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's the little touches.
Worst part is going to get bigger and bigger each session. Sorry. Anyway,
That's also what the priest said. It's the little touches.
Jesus Christ.
no.
Okay. What are you doing?
Is Cletus awake?
He's kind of curled up, just laying against, facing away from the door.
I was going to kind of slap the bed side a bit.
He doesn't move or say anything.
Cletus! He's going to yell out.
It's like, what?
And then he's going to, is like, your reward. He kind of holds it up.
He's like, you can just set it down there. And he just kind of sets it. He's pointing to his pack that's kind of just on the ground.
Where would that be?
Just on the ground.
Okay, so Conrad's going to go over here. He's going to, like, put it to the side. Actually going to look at him. He's like, I need to talk to you as well.
As soon as you get to that side, he curls over and faces towards the door.
Cletus.
He's like, what?
You don't think we need to talk about what happened?
Yeah, I already know that you guys are pissed at me. I'm sorry for doing what I did. Can we just
Yeah.
move on from this?
But you understand why it was wrong, right?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Do something like that again. They're the gods.
I swear to Paylor.
So,
Do you say that out loud?
If you endanger the group like that, ever, yeah. He's actually going to say that.
Okay. He doesn't respond.
Good night. And then he's just going to walk out.
Okay.
And I'm just going to move out here. And then he goes to the third floor.
Okay. You make your way up there, and you see that Payne's door is open.
Mm-hmm. He's going to go walk up there.
Okay. You see her sitting at her desk.
And he's going to kind of lean against the door frame and holding a bottle of wine.
As soon as you kind of creak against the door, she looks over and she gives a devilish smile, and she's like, "Oh, you're back."
Yes, I am.
She's like, "Stop, that doesn't work on me."
And then he kind of enters and closes the door.
Okay. She does walk up to you and kind of towers over you. She's like, "Great to see you again, but I do gotta apologize, honey. I do gotta charge you this evening. Girl needs to make a living.
Understandable.
But since it's you, I'll just ask for 20 gold."
He pays.
Takes it over on one of her dressers and starts to derobe, slinks over to the bed and kind of pats it.
He derobes as well and goes on the bed.
Okay, we'll do your check later.
Yep.
See you guys. Sin is slowly sipping on a little bit of ale. And Daylock begins to eat his dinner. And Damasaria is sitting there happily waiting for you guys to go over to the board.
Corin goes over to the board.
Yeah, and I'll follow. Oh, it's over here.
Okay. It's not over there. That's a door.
I called it.
They stare at the door. Oh, interesting.
I actually added the board now. It's a dresser that's squeezed really, really skinny.
Secrets.
Yeah. But you guys do see some new stuff on the board.
What's new?
Pussycat. Whoa. Okay.
While Corin's reading it, he'll read it out loud for big guy.
Okay. The first thing that you notice is a brand new post right at the top, next to the old post incident at the mines. Next to it, there is a notice that says, just a Latest notice. Henceforth, the forest to the west is off limits to travelers and townsfolk. In recent times, with all the incidents concerning the western Latest forest, Mayor Vaughn has decreed that all should avoid the forest due to dangers. The Latest guards do not have the manpower to protect and keep the forest cleansed, so to avoid injury or death henceforth, the forest is considered a barred territory. Entering the forest can be seen as a traitorous action for Celestia and Latest law to enter any barred territory. Only those who carry out the rule of law or those who have been ordered by the town of Latest are allowed entry, but only when deemed so. All who break this decree will be sentenced in accordance to the law. This is not meant to punish the people of Latest, but to keep them all protected and safe. And it is signed by Mayor Ravon. You guys still see the locate alchemist Sir Frumpt. The new ones are Undead Rising in the ancient graveyard on western coast. Travelers from the coast and fishermen have been seeing ghostly sightings and apparitions on the outskirts of the forest. The Western Forest was a previous site for an ancient graveyard from the Dawn War, and is likely the reason they exist there. Though it is unknown why now the undead have been seen. While there have been no attacks since the appearance, it would be best to head there and deal with them before it becomes a problem. 2,000 gold to investigate and possibly put the spirits to rest and investigate why they may be rising. The next one is crocodiles around Lake Io. The crocodiles tend to only appear in the swamps to the south, but over the last month, more and more are swimming upriver to Lake Io and trying to establish territory there. It is unknown what is causing this shift, but for now we just need to quell the ones that have moved in and around the area of Lake Io, mostly focusing on the area around the Io docks and the immediate area around the lake. 1,000 gold, 5 gold per head. And there's another job, an escort job, that is taking place 7 days after today. It is an escort job. Need an escort to meet diplomats of Balmora whom are traveling from Celestia to Latest. The job is to just keep watch and make to them. You must make your way to the western gates of Celestia the morning of, and watch over them the entire length of the trip. And that one is for 3,000 gold. All but the escort job are signed by Captain Walton.
Who's the escort job signed by?
It's a special request from Celestia.
The last time we did an escort mission, he's kind of remembering that day.
Well, there's only so many maybe gods we can escort.
Damon Sayers kind of looks at it and he's like, it kind of looks towards you guys. Days are 7.
Take your hand.
He takes his fist and puts it in his other hand. And he's like kind of pulling on his hand.
Corn stretches out his hand.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He's just kind of staring at you.
Like showing the number of fingers as you would
And he's
do with.
just kind of staring at you.
Okay.
He's like, okay, so it's gonna be a bit, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, we could do these ones and still do the escort job. Hopefully.
Do you guys know anything about ghosts and stuff?
No.
You see Damus Ares smile real wide, and he's like, of course. I am Paladin of Cord.
Because when it comes to the crocodiles, Conrad and me would probably be pretty valuable. So I don't know which one would fit us most.
Damus Ares just kind of stares at the board. He's like, which one offers more money?
The ghost one.
Well, let's do that one first then.
I mean, sure.
Which one do you guys want to do?
How much was for the ghost mission?
2,000 gold.
The escort one was 3,000, but that's a week away, so
Huh?
Yeah, but
Oh,
that's one we could do anyway in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds fine to me. And Nat yells to Daylock, "Hey Daylock, how do you feel about fighting ghosts?"
You yell that across the bar.
Yes.
Goes to respond, but then realizes that he has to yell to do it. So we're not wanting to disturb people. Well, I mean, you know, I'm pretty knowledgeable about the undead, and I do have a few ways to deal with them pretty effectively.
Well, we are also supposed to find out where they come from, so we might wanna swing by some. So we might wanna look for some knowledge about the area, if we are gonna do it.
Well, I'm sure we could ask Captain Welton if we do accept the job.
Yeah. I don't care either way, so you guys decide.
The emissaries is like, well, I'm all down for crushing skulls.
I'm not sure if ghosts have skulls to crush.
He kind of like puts his hand to his chin and just kind of ponders that thought for a while as he makes his way back to the bar.
In that slow-like manner.
Yeah, like just keeping the fist on the chin the whole time. Bumps into tables and chairs a couple times. Unfazed by it, but he just continues on.
Corin, you made him think. Why?
You see a little smoke coming out of his ears.
And,
Okay, Conrad, go ahead and give me a check. Okay. You're a little tired. The night ends pretty quickly.
Fair enough.
So what do the rest of you guys want to do?
Now,
Corin will head over to. Sorry.
you can go ahead.
Corin will head back over to the bar and start talking with good old Lady Cat.
Okay. She just kind of watches you keep looking at her, but since you haven't said anything, she's just kind of giving you a weird look.
He will. I will not to do her stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, then she doesn't do that. What are you doing, Nat?
Yeah, just asking Sin how he feels about fighting ghosts. Or is it just plain
He's like,
undead?
which one pays more?
The ghost one?
Yes, the ghost one.
The ghost one. Nat says.
He's like, then I'm fine with that.
Perfect.
I'm actually curious how magic works on undead. You see a sly grin coming across his face.
And that grins back at him. Only one way to find out.
The grin almost actually sends shudders down your spine because it's a similar grin to when Melanodius was thinking about like doing experiments on shit. It's that same type of grin.
So that had a grin, but then it like quickly like wiped off as soon as he's, and then she like shut it.
Fucking wizards. But at moments, upstairs, and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna hit the hay, guys. You guys have a wonderful evening."
You too, Sin.
Alright.
And he makes his way upstairs. Corin, Lady Cat Mare is just kind of sitting there, working. What do you say?
So, Lady Cat, I've been thinking, if we keep doing quests on you, we might want to have some kind of base of operations. What's the approximate size price for a small house that could fit all of us?
Well, I mean, house to fit all you guys. I mean, are you talking separate rooms?
Not necessarily.
Well, I mean, there are a few places that are vacant as of late. The Fletcher building's probably the biggest and the most empty place, but that'd probably cost you guys a couple thousand gold. And as far as houses go, that's it's you guys could get a small wood house for around 1,000 gold.
Who would we have to talk about? Who would we have to talk with about acquiring real estate?
Well, that would be the mayor. He takes care of all that. But most likely, you have to talk to one of his assistants first.
Okay.
The wall of them.
Yeah, I noticed.
Anything else I can help you with, dear?
Is Yolon in today?
Oh, no, she actually.
Oh.
But I think she left something for you in your room.
Ooh.
How much is in the bottle Corin took?
I mean,
How much is left?
at this point, probably like half.
Corin goes upstairs.
Okay.
See ya, guys. I'm going to sleep, I guess.
Good night, Sir Corn. As Gaylock kind of waves happily towards you.
Alright.
Night, Corin.
And Daemis has his ale in one hand and does like a half wave with his other hand.
Night, Corin. That says.
Alright. Don't drink too much.
Says nothing. She says nothing. But she nods. She nods.
I'm watching you.
Daemis stares at you, the ale, you, the ale, you, the ale, and he just sets it down.
Hey. Whatever.
Yay! And he picks it back up. Nat, you notice that the alcohol doesn't seem to be
Seem to be what?
it doesn't seem to be hitting you the same way. Like as you're drinking, you seem to be a little bit more resistant to it. Like you drink and there's almost like a small fire in your belly that's just kind of burning it up as you're drinking. You're still slowly getting drunk and buzzed, but you've noticed that it's taking more.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Yeah, and that's mostly just keep it to herself and.
Okay. Corin, go ahead and move your token into your bed.
Sharing a house with these guys, and she's remembering the time both Sin and Daemis were naked once.
So you're gonna sit and ponder that for a few minutes.
Yes.
Okay. Corin, you fly up to your bed, and towards the entrance of the Pillow Fortress, you see a note folded up.
She wrote it on your pillow fort.
No, there's a note.
Oh.
Folded up note. Corin?
Sorry. I was muted. Yep, read it.
Okay. It's addressed to you right on the front. You fold it open, and immediately it smells like her. And give me a second, because I can't remember if I wrote it down or not. Nope. 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 Really should have double checked this. Anyways, let's just say it. It's basically a note from Yulon. She has to assist with some family matters. She will be gone for some amount of time, at least a couple weeks, maybe a month or two. She's not quite sure, but she wishes for your safety, and that she hopes that you pray for her safe return so that you guys may see each other again. She wishes you luck on everything that you do, and Yeah, it's a very sweet, touching note.
Corin prays for her and downs the bottle on one, and then goes to sleep.
Okay. And easy enough, you fall asleep. Sin arrives, or Sin is also in there. Cletus, they're kind of either passed out or just laying in bed.
Ignore them.
Figured. Nat, what are you doing?
Yeah, just getting a status report from Felton on the furniture.
He's like, whatever do you mean, Lady Nat?
Have you been watching the furniture? And
I'm always watching the furniture.
she raised an eyebrow at that. Like, how does he do it? Now she's pondering that. Like,
And as you're thinking, Felton smiles and he says, "How do I do a lot of things?" Wait, did you say that out loud or did you think it?
think it.
Well, he responds as soon as you finish thinking that.
Like, she points at him and like does like a little bit of like a finger wag, like just pointing at him with like a little bit of a nod, like, okay. And she drinks a bit.
Okay. After a little bit, Daemis finishes his ale, slams down in his mug. He's like, "Well, today was pretty long. I'm gonna go get some sleep. Good night, everyone."
Good night, Daemis Aries. I guess gives him a wave.
Yep. Daylock waves him goodbye as well. And after a few eating, kind of slow going on his meal, but he finishes his drink, looks to you, Nat, and says, "Well, have a good evening, Lady Nat." And he starts heading upstairs.
You too, Sir Daylock.
He kind of smiles at that and just continues upstairs. Oh, I also forgot. Now you know where the bathrooms are. Boop.
Yeah, the water dragons.
No, it's more like designed like an outhouse.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Which is weird because it's kind of directly over the tavern, yet, they don't drop into the tavern, so you're not quite sure what's going on with that. What are you doing, Nat?
Nat asked Lady Chimera, do I still have that room? And she's like rubbing her head a bit.
She's like, you have a couple more days on it, lass.
Well, geez. I better start using it. And, good night, guys. And she gets up and she goes there.
To your room?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a second so I can pull up the floor. Blah, 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 blah. Where is floor assignment? There we go. Okay. Your room. Wait, are you going to the common room or?
The room that Nat apparently has.
Okay. That's going to be this one.
Oh God, where's the bed?
It's here. It's the much shittier.
It's okay. Nat tries to like lock the door a bit and like, yeah, she just takes off her shirt and just plops on the bed. Just blah.
Okay. The entire party eventually finds themselves asleep, and begin to rest the evening away. You guys are all back at full healing surges, HP, all that jazz. You guys are 100% good to go. And you all also have your level 6 stuff.
Yay!
Mm-hmm.
So you move our hit points back to the level 6 standard.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay. And that's everyone's. Okay. Let's go with Corin. You wake up.
Okay. Anything going on?
You see Damasari sitting in his bed, and you see Sin is actually going to be sitting over here, just looking at one of his books. And Damasari is just kind of stretching and getting ready for the day.
Morning, big guy.
Morning. And you wake up and you notice an additional pillow on your bed.
Think about it.
How far can you stack those pillows?
The answer is yes. Corin starts washing up and gets ready.
New pillow. Yes, every time I tell you that a pillow's added, I will be adding another pillow.
Yes.
I've actually been keeping track of all the pillows. Okay, you wash up, get ready for the day.
And head down to the bar.
Okay, go ahead and move downstairs. And as soon as you get down to the bar, you hear the heavy footfalls of Damasari's and the light footfalls of Sin coming down. You see Lady Catmare down there, and she has just slid a plate of food over to Cletus and is beginning to slide more down the table. After a couple of moments, a plate is slid in front of you.
A beautiful meal given by a beautiful lady. Thank you very much.
She's like, "Aw, shucks. Flattery will get you everywhere, hon."
Well, if there's something I'm good at, it's flattery.
Oh, you got much to learn, honey. As
No,
she winks at you.
No, because wings and... forget it.
She's actually going to try to charm you.
Ooh.
Goodbye, Corin.
It is a great wink. There's a sparkle, everything. Like, she is just cute as a button. You can try to counter charm her.
What will I do for that?
Diplomacy.
Yeah, use fast friends for it. For the
Okay.
+5. And 27.
Okay, just hold on one second. Fast Friends doesn't do anything for that.
Really?
Fast Friends is the one that they can't attack you.
Oh, then what's a friendship? Sorry. I always get those two mixed up.
Okay. And she kind of laughs at you, because, you really gotta you have to do like arcane gesture to basically use arcane powers to boost your charm, and she just kind of giggles at you and just shakes her head. She's like, "Yeah, you got a lot to learn, honey." And you feel defeated in this.
Defeated by level 20, not that bad.
Well, you're still charmed by her, so you can't be too upset.
Yep, true.
She's like, you're kind of like in a state of almost like, oh god, she is goddamn good.
No one's ever upset with Lady Cat.
Nope. You're like, man, she just beat me, but I still feel like she's still great. So much conflicting info. Conrad, you awake.
He wakes up.
Okay.
What does he see?
Pain is kind of turned across away from you, and she's kind of lightly snoring.
Conrad's just gonna kind of get awake, like sit up on the bed.
Okay. Are you trying to secretly get out of bed?
A little bit.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
It's like enough not to exactly rile her up, you know.
Give me a stealth check.
Yeah, 1 sec. Yeah.
Okay. You slide out of bed, almost do like a half somersault, and you're like, yeah, and you're out of bed.
Conrad will get dressed.
Okay. You gotta search around a little bit for some of your clothes. They were kind of tossed in the action.
Yeah. Is there any chance I could write something?
Yes, over on her desk there are pieces of paper and quill.
So, Conrad will say, you seem like you were having a nice rest, so I didn't want to disturb you. I had a fun time last night. Catch you later.
Okay.
So I'll write that down, and I'll make sure it says pain on it, like on her desk.
Okay.
And then he'll quietly exit.
Okay. You exit.
Then he heads downstairs.
Okay.
Where's my token, by the way?
Give me a second.
There it is.
Boop.
There we go. Morning, guys.
Damasaries and Sin just kind of does a half-assed wave towards you, and Damasaries is like, morning.
Karen will
Morning,
slide
bro.
over here. What does that mean? Karen says.
You know, you kind of try to hide it, but we all know where you were last night.
I mean, there's a
Like-
pretty sizable hickey on the side of his mouth.
Every time.
You should have seen what she rolled for her strength score. Yeah, there's going to be a hickey or two.
Karen kind of covers up the heck. You're like, damn it. I really should talk to her about that.
I would have known even without it.
Can I have some breakfast, please, Chimera?
And she's like, of course, honey. And she slides a plate over towards you.
Thank you.
So, Conrad, this is something I wanted to talk to with, like, pretty much everyone. How would you feel about purchasing some real estate?
I mean, yeah.
And pause right there.
Okay.
Nat, you begin to awake.
Yeah, I just, get out of bed, put the shirt back on, and wash up a bit, and then she just heads downstairs.
Okay. Go ahead and head downstairs.
Yay.
And Conrad, as you're pondering what Corn is saying, you respond. You guys hear light footsteps coming downstairs.
Well, I think, hey, Nat, we need your thoughts on something.
Oh? Does Nat notice the hickeys?
Yeah. No, he's covered him up at this point.
Uh,
I mean, you
So
see it a little bit. There's a little bit cresting over. His jacket is.
So, Nat,
Sorry.
So, Nat, do you think Conrad looks fat in this dress?
What? He just kind of like licks Corn.
Nat's like actually thinking about I
That's not what we wanted to ask you, Nat.
was it that or was it that or did he get another hickey?
I mean, he kind of, again tries to cover it up more. And that's not what we were discussing.
Okay, go on then. She just sits down.
And as you guys are conversing, Lady Catmare brings out another plate and slides it to you, Nat.
Thank you.
She nods and gets back to her work.
And then kind of try to show redness that he has, and so Corin was asking me how I felt about real estate.
Then you hear footsteps coming down the stairs, and it's Daylock. And he's like, "Good morning."
Now I gotta repeat myself. Hey, Daylock.
Cletus, for the first time, says, "Hey."
Hi, Cletus.
Actually, no. You'd probably sit there. Morning, Nat.
So, how do you feel about buying property together, Nat? I mean, we kind of do need a place of, a home base of sorts. Can't stay here forever.
And Daemon Ares looks over and he's like, "Yeah, but this place has good food."
True. That is very true.
I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I can't cook.
Well, living somewhere else doesn't mean we can't come back to this place to have breakfast and stuff.
Yeah, but then we'd have to pay for breakfast.
Yeah, but we also wouldn't have to pay for the room.
You didn't have to. I did.
That's fair point. That's a fair
Daemon
point.
Ares continues eating.
I mean, so I don't. Are we really getting anything out of it that we don't already have here?
A place to follow what we like to do. Like some workshopping or just... I would really like to have a practice room for music and stuff. Like that kind of stuff.
I mean, are we even able to afford a place that big?
Maybe not now, but it's just a thought for the future.
I mean, yeah, in the future we can definitely discuss that, but I think right now we should focus on doing our tasks.
Daemon Ares is like, "That's a problem for future me."
Yes. Kind of flips to Davis. There's yes.
Sting kind of looks over at Daemon Ares, like kind of shocked at the insight, and just continues back with his breakfast. And Daylock finishes swallowing a little bit of food and looks towards everyone, like looks left, looks right. So have you guys decided what we're going to be doing next?
That's what reminds me. Did you guys check out the quest board last night?
Oh, yes, we did.
What quests were available? Is there anything new?
There's a few things new.
What were they?
Ghosts, escort mission, and Crocs.
As soon as you say ghosts, Howard just kind of stiffens at that point. Then he kind of goes, so what?
Corin and Nat, give me an insight check, since he is right next to you guys.
Darn.
As soon as you guys mention ghosts and spirits, as you guys are describing the quest to him, I assume you guys are describing in detail what you guys read on the board.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Okay. He noticeably gets very nervous and kind of deer in headlights as you guys are talking about the ghosts and stuff like that. He definitely seems very bothered by it. Probably very scared of it.
You okay?
Yep.
Shakes him a little bit.
I say we go to the crocodile one.
You know, you did just come back from conquering a giant demon, so ghosts could be that bad.
Well, I'm not scared of ghosts.
Corn, you don't believe it. Nat. You're like, huh? Maybe he's not scared of him. Maybe there's something else going on.
I think the hickey's
You
getting
believe
to
that?
him.
Maybe Pain is one of those brain leech thingies, and she's sucking out his brain.
Alright, flicks corn again. Stop that.
If you're not scared of
You
ghosts,
try to
then
dodge Corn.
like if you're not scared of ghosts,
No,
then why do you don't
it
want to
makes
not
sense.
fight ghosts?
I just rather not. Like the crocodile one seems easier, and we could beat it like before the escort one, so it seems easier. Yeah, that's right. That's right. He's kind of like nervously ranting.
And Corn, do you try to dodge Thief Flick?
No, he takes it.
Okay. And Damon Sayers is like, well, that one's more money though.
Yeah, but it'll be more time consuming. We might miss the escort mission. Like.
Well, let's put it to a vote.
All
All
right.
in favor of the undead? We'll go from left to right. Corn,
Okay.
Crocodiles.
Conrad,
Crocodiles.
Nat,
Yeah, ghosts.
Damon Sayers votes for ghosts. Daylock votes for ghosts. Sid votes for ghosts. And Cletus votes for crocodiles. And the ghosts have it.
Thanks, Nat.
Wait,
What?
what?
What? He
Sorry,
said he's not.
never mind.
He said he's not afraid of ghosts. What does he have to worry about?
It's like real. It's like kind of like the anime. Like he turns blue, but like he's scared blue.
If you kill a ghost, do they become a ghost of a ghost? Like super ghosts?
He's kind of like shudders.
Actually, Sir Corn, when you destroy a ghost, it's usually forced into laying at rest.
Yeah, but what if it wants to be a super ghost?
Well, I mean, there's really no such thing, Sir Corn.
Unless they were super, and then became a ghost. But
Also, how can you prove there's no such thing?
Anyway, Conrad kind of stands up and walks to Sin. Sin, I actually got a question for you.
What do you need?
So, and then he pulls out his great bow, right? So I've been practicing with this for a while now. But my regular longbow, and he kind of holds that to the side, has this enchantment on it. I'm wondering, do you have any magical way to transfer it to the great bow?
I don't right now, but if given a little bit more time and money, I could do that.
I'm willing to finance that if you need to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, if you can learn a way to transfer enchantments, that's kind of better for the group as a whole.
Well, I mean, Melanodius does have the ritual for that for 200 gold.
I can swing that.
Well, since I probably won't be able to work on it while we're out, I mean, you can give me the gold now, and once we return from this mission, I can pick up this stuff and start studying it.
Cool. How long would it take you to actually learn and be able to do that?
I mean, about a day.
Okay. And he hands him the gold.
You give him the full 200.
Yeah, and I'll take that off my inventory.
Okay. And I was like, yeah, I'll pick up the ritual after we get back, and I'll be able to transfer yours with the money you've given me. But anyone else, it costs money to do this.
Understandable. Thanks.
Corn throws a piece of gold at his face. Give
Um,
me another.
Give me a dex check.
Not trying to hurt him, just.
I know. I'm just seeing if he can catch it. As the coin goes to, just give me a second. Gotta double check this. As soon as the gold coin hits him, he turns invisible.
I think I just turned him into a ghost. I killed him.
And he appears right next to you.
So many possibilities of
Actually,
ghosts.
you would not see this yet. So he turns back over here, and then he starts enchanting or saying some arcane words of power and makes a few arcane gestures. And you watch as Corn turns into a rat.
Imagine a pretty small one too.
Just give me 1 second.
Corin actually grew bigger with that.
Actually, yes, you do.
That's hilarious.
He goes from size tiny to size. Wait, no, it's size tiny. You do not grow any bigger.
Not even a little bit.
No.
Not a size change, but
No, you're literally about the same size. Sorry.
Yeah, interesting. Howard says.
so what are the side effects of polymorph?
You cannot attack. You do get a save every round, but you can also decide not to save. Either. Yeah, you are dazed, so you can either only use a standard action or movement. So you can basically every round you can move up to your speed.
By the way, Corin thinks that this is awesome.
Okay, so do you want to save against it, or do you want to continue in this form?
Continue in this
Okay,
form.
and you can move your token around. Or the rat around.
Where's... I don't see it. Oh, there.
Yeah.
Run up to Nat.
That rat begins to climb up you.
Like, did Nat see the transformation to polymorph?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's like, Sam, what are you... Like, she's like patting her leg down, like, ah.
Do you hit him?
Like, Nat's trying to grab him, like, trying to get him, like...
Okay. Well, you grab him.
Oh, I actually...
You have corn rat in your hand.
Lift him up. Really? Play nice, you two. Nat holds him there for a while. And, he tried to climb up my leg.
Wait.
There's nothing to say that you can't speak.
So what?
Yeah.
Corin can talk the language of animals.
No, I understand that, but there's nothing to say that you can't. And
Can Corin do a charisma check as a rat?
No.
To look really cute.
No, not really. You're kind of just a dirty, mangy-looking rat.
That's nothing cute about that.
Who climbs up legs.
Rats are cute.
So now I'm just holding this rat.
You gotta also remember that charm is based off of, your charisma, not the form of the rat charisma.
Yeah.
but damn it, ain't trick.
Yeah. Conrad's gonna walk by and sit down where he was.
And you can just save whenever you want to try.
No.
Okay.
This is what happens when you don't play nice, Corin.
So, is there anything we need to prepare for the journey?
Cletus is like, I'm good. Dalek is like, I'm prepared to go. We just need to talk to Captain Welton.
Did it say how far away this place would be that we're going to?
Well, it said the forest to the west.
Okay.
Wasn't really too descriptive about it.
Okay.
Are you still holding Corn Rat, Nat?
Yep.
Like, how are you holding him?
I imagine she's just kind of holding him, like, facing outwards, just like, both hands, just kind of...
Maybe like one hand. She has the strength for like, well, he's small, so probably like one hand.
Well, are you, like, holding him in your palm, or are you holding him by his tail? Like, what are you doing?
Like, around his body.
Okay.
Corin's still licking her hand.
Conrad got chuckles.
Sin looks over, snaps his fingers, and Corn transforms back into Corn, continually licking Nat's hand. Nat, you are now staring at Corn, licking your hand.
I'm just giving him a look. Stop it.
You can't bake me!
Can I?
And yes, he did use a level 5 spell to do that.
Try it!
So what are you guys gonna do? You guys have just finished breakfast.
Well, if everyone's saying they're all ready to go, I'm good to go. Then.
Just double checking my inventory.
Like, if we can maybe stop at Melanodius' shop, like, to see if they have any additional potions, I would like to do that beforehand.
Sin looks over at you. He said, didn't he say it was going to be a few days until he got more in?
Drat. Conrad just kind of snaps his finger. Alright, well, in that case, I'm still good to go then.
So, should we just head out already?
And does everyone else agree on that?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay. Let's go see Captain Weldon then.
Okay. Daylock follows. Damasceres gets up as well.
Going there with my little hostage. Come on, you.
Is she still holding him?
Yes.
You really need to hydrate more. Tastes a bit salty.
Okay.
I could crush him.
You could. I mean, you're still grappled right now. But you guys make your way outside of the squawking box. It's still pretty early morning. Most people are getting ready for the day. Some people are, heading towards the market. You see one of the children of the Welton family kind of skip past you guys, heading towards the market area. You assume they're on their way to the family business. You guys make your way through town and eventually make your way to the guard's hold. You see 2 guards out front that you've seen a few times now, and they're just kind of watching you guys approach.
Hello.
Good morning, Sir Conrad.
Is Captain Wilson available?
Of course, he just arrived.
Perfect. We're going to go see him then.
Of course. And he kind of reaches over and opens up the door and kind of gestures you guys to enter.
Thank you, and then he enters in.
Okay. You guys enter and you see that there's a few guards who are, eating their breakfast and, half in, half out of armor. Looks like they're getting ready to shift the guards, and these guys are about ready to go on. You guys make your way up the stairs, and you guys see Captain Welton's office, and he is sitting there at his desk with the door open.
Hello, Captain Wilson.
Good morning.
Hello, do you have a second?
Of course. Just give me 1 second, and he gestures you guys to come in.
Enters.
Okay. The whole party squeezes in there. He finishes writing. Takes him like a couple minutes to finish, but he sets his quill like kind of hanging outside of the book. He shuts the book, slams it shut. He's like, wonderful. How can I help you guys today?
Well, there's this quest that we're looking to do. I believe it's the one about the undead appearing.
Yes. We had someone else accept that quest just yesterday.
Oh. Okay. Kind of looks at the group then, and then he goes, "Is the crocodile one still available?"
Oh, I mean, they're both still available. We tend to work on a first come first served basis.
So wait, I'm confused. Is the crocodile one, is the undead one still available, or is it taken?
Yes, they're available until they're, actually fulfilled.
Huh. Okay.
And
So in that,
go ahead.
Can you tell us who took the quest?
Oh, yes. One of the new hires for Latest. We had just, after the Exodus, before the Exodus, Mayor Ray Ravon requested some more aid from Celestia, and just when you guys were heading out to stop this nasty rebellion business, they arrived in town. We haven't seen most of them in a couple days, but there was one of them that actually forced about midday yesterday. I was a little worried that they were by themselves, but they seemed confident.
is there only one person?
Well, who went?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
I explained to them the situation, and they felt confident.
So, do you guys want to stick with that quest, or do you want to do the crocodile one? Karen says to the group.
Damus Ares kind of looks over at you, and he's like, "Well, I mean, if they're by themselves."
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not sure if they can take that on by themselves. So maybe helping them out can help be good.
Yeah.
So, are we agreed?
Ghosts.
Karen shudders. Okay.
So he's like, "Yeah, we'll take it." As he kind of steps up and hobbles over to Captain Welton's desk. And Captain Welton's like, "Wonderful. Do you guys have any questions or anything regarding it?"
Yeah, actually, do you mind telling us this person and what their name is, just so if we encounter them on the quest, we know who they are?
Yes. It is a female. She's a lovely lady. She is Drow. I don't really know much about her. Her name is Nahiri, but that's all I really know. Again, I mean, the group that arrived, I really don't know much about them. Most of them seemed very shady. I'll say that right up the gate, and a lot of them have disappeared after arriving in town, so we're not quite sure what's going on with all that. But
could you describe them for me, like appearance-wise?
Well, again, she's a drow, so that kind of stands out.
Mm-hmm.
Shadier than us?
Karen chuckles.
Well, kind of chuckles a little bit as well, and he's like, "Well, I mean, Sir Corn, how do I put this? Most of them seem like criminals, and you guys immediately think back to when you guys were heading towards the rebellion. You guys did see that cart full of people that looked like they were all shady as fuck.
Was it that cart that we saw the other day?
Oh, I mean, yeah, they would have passed by while you guys were leaving.
Interesting. The quest mentioned, if I'm remembering correctly, that there was a certain area. What exactly area were they? It was the Western Forest, right?
Yes. We're actually not quite sure where this is happening or what's causing it, but the most of the forest area that exists today used to be for lack of a better word, a cemetery to the fallen of the Dawn War. That's why the forest area is so lush, as it is a forest grown on basically a mountain of corpses. We have never had history with this before, besides a few incidences in the past. But that was, when veils were thin and things like that. It's not a very often occurrence. Normally, the undead is relegated to the east.
Okay. And as I understand, the Western Forest is also kind of barred from entry.
Of course. But if you guys take this job, obviously, as the notice said that we posted in the tavern, if you guys are doing work for us, that does not apply to you.
Okay, just wanted to double check that.
Of course. Is there any other questions I could answer for you?
What's the meaning of life?
He kind of chuckles. He's like, well, if I knew that, I'm sure I would be in a very different place. But if that is everything, I wish you good luck on this job, and I wish for your safe return. But if you no longer have any questions, I have a mountain of paperwork to get back to.
Yes, I'll let you get back to your work. Thank you for your time.
He nods.
And he heads out.
Okay. The people I'm controlling head out as well.
Yep, head out, still holding Corin hostage.
Okay. You guys leave the guardhouse, and you guys are sitting in the test.
So are we ready to go then, guys?
Cletus is like, yeah, let's go.
All right, Conrad starts heading out then.
Okay. You guys take a little bit of time walking out of the test. You guys make your way outside the gates. I need to know what direction you guys are headed.
So in the quest, it just said the forest, right?
Yes.
It didn't say anywhere in particular.
So you have this entire green section to the west.
So Conrad's gonna ask Daylock, okay? So if I'm remembering correctly, the Platinum Band cleared out this area over here from spiders, correct?
Yes, there was a small cave to the south end of the mountain, north side of the forest that they cleared out, but that place was closed off after they finished.
Yeah. So if I'm assuming correctly, they kind of clear that area. So if I just following that logic, whatever undead are appearing is probably going to come down over here then. This is what I'm assuming.
I mean, he kind of shrugs his shoulders. Is like, I guess. I mean, that's a possibility, but I mean, there really isn't any definite place to go.
Out of character, Damon, they said it was the dock workers, right? That
Yes.
said, is that like by here or where?
The docks start over here, but some of the fishermen who travel around the south, they've seen them.
So theoretically, we can see people here and probably ask them.
I mean, maybe.
Okay. Well, I think we should probably try to ask people before we just start randomly combing the woods ourselves, because that could probably take forever. So, do you guys want to try to see the dock workers first?
I mean, Sin kind of speaks up. He's like, well, I mean, do you think they would know more than that they've seen them?
I mean, if they were in a certain area, I would assume that they would know which area it would be, versus us just kind of going into the forest and just looking.
Well, I mean, they're probably not going to tell us more than that they saw them outside of the forest or near the edge of the forest.
Hmm.
I mean, the place has been barred, so it's not like they have gone inside of the forest to tell us where they're coming from.
Fair point.
We certainly
All right,
haven't
well,
been
in that
around
case-
here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to you guys where you guys want to start. I think, honestly, any place is just as likely.
All right. Well, I'd say let's try going directly in the center of the forest, and we can kind of see a bit more. And if we see undead, whatever direction we could head that way.
Daemissaries is actually the first one to speak up. He's like, well, I mean, if we got an entire forest to search, wouldn't it be best if we start on one side?
Okay. That makes sense to me. So, how about the left side then? Because that one's unexplored as far as we know from us.
The left side.
Out of character, sorry. I mean, like this area.
So, south side?
Yes. Left
Oh,
side.
okay. So you guys want to creep all the way down to the bottom and start working, because the forest doesn't completely reach to the bay on the south end.
Mm-hmm.
It gets pretty close, so you guys could potentially make your way down to here without entering the forest and then go north, if you
Well, that's
wanted
what-
to.
That's what Conrad's proposing.
Okay.
Sounds fine to me. That says.
Daemissaries is like, yeah, sure, why not? And Sin's like, okay, let's start heading that way.
Okay.
And it takes a while. You know, you guys are on foot, and you guys got to move as slow as or as fast as the slowest person. So, you guys make your way to of the coast and at the south part of the forest, and it is getting kind of late. It's probably around like 5 or 6, maybe a little bit later. Probably around like 6 or 7. And I will say that as you guys are walking past the forests, go ahead and give me a perception check for anyone who's looking out for shit.
Yep, 1 second.
Yay, 12.
Okay, Conrad. During the walk, there's a couple times that you see kind of translucent figures kind of appearing and then disappearing. And you swear at one point you saw like a shambling humanoid, but it was moving very weird.
Conrad would kind of point that out to the group, that what he's saying.
Okay. But they don't exit the forest. They kind of just, you see them for a few moments and then they kind of disappear back into the forest.
What direction are they supposedly coming from exactly?
Honestly, it's hard to say.
Okay. But anyway, Conrad would just kind of bring that up to the group, to what he's saying.
And this trend actually continues for a couple hours as you make your way to the south point. There's not a lot of rhyme or reason to it. You just kind of see them, you know, kind of on the edge of the forest. But eventually you guys make your way to the south point, and it is about 6 or 7 at night. Sun's starting to go down.
Should we find a place to camp?
Probably a good idea. I don't know about entering a forest at night with the undead.
Yeah. Conrad shudders again. When I do a perception check, Damon, for me to find a good camping spot?
I mean, sure. Yeah. Okay. You actually find a little spot that like a cliff with a little bit of beach on it. If you were, there's a little pathway that you can walk towards the beach part too. And if you guys were there, you guys would have like a really good bottlenecked area with some cover. And given that your new magical item with the campfire, that where you guys are at, if you guys started your campfire with the cover and everything, like you guys would be pretty invisible.
Go ahead and make us a fighter, Nat. Conrad says as he gets up his tent.
Okay, I guess you'll use the hunter's flint?
Okay.
After we make the campfire, of course. It says it lights a campfire. Still need to make one.
Goes ahead and ask Daylock for assistance as you guys are starting to, like set up your tents and stuff like that. And they wander back over towards the entrance of the woods. They disappear from your guys' view. And after about like 30 or so minutes, they come back with like bits of wood and stuff like that.
So Nat looks to Corin and says, I'm going to let you go now, but you better behave. And why not? I'll use Intimidate. I haven't used that really that often.
She's pretty scary.
You guys...
And you are
keep
super
trying to
sweaty. Yeah.
Damn
She's
it.
been holding you for almost an entire day. Her hands are definitely sweaty as fuck.
That will teach you.
You guys keep trying to punish me, but actually, I didn't have to walk. I was a rat. That stuff's kind of great. Seriously. You need to think of better punishments.
She looks at her hand. Like, possibly of the fire variety, but she's just like puts it back down and just lets him go. And then she just makes the fire.
The lift.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You guys light the fire, and for all of you guys, it looks like just a campfire.
Ooh.
But you guys go ahead and set up your bedrolls, your tents, and stuff like that. Go ahead and mark off half a water skin and mark off a ration.
There we go.
Okay. And you guys finish your little dinner, and every once in a while you guys hear like a wailing sound.
There's whales down here? I thought that on the sea.
Mostly like ghost wailing.
Ghost whales.
Yeah. Not ghost whales, like they're whales that are ghosts. Wailing ghosts.
Why would ghosts hunt whales?
God damn it. But you guys finish, and you guys are starting to get a little tired, and it's probably about time to set up a watch.
Alright, we should try to set up watches. I'll take the first watch.
I'll take the second one.
Yeah, I could take the third one, Nat says.
Sin is like, I'll take the watch with Nat, and Daylock is like, I'll take watch with Sir Corn, and Cletus will take a watch with you, Conrad.
Okay.
Okay, first watch. Go ahead and roll me a check.
Alright, 1 sec.
It finds themselves to sleep. Unless anyone wanted to do anything else before going to sleep.
No.
Okay. Okay. Conrad. Just as the light, completely fades from the sky and your party begins to nestle up You and Cletus kind of sit up, and first hour of your watch goes by. Again, like the wailing, kind of moaning sound continues. Like every once in a while, like you'll just hear like in the distance, like, "Oh," and you kind of shudder a little bit. But at one point, you hear a very familiar sound,
What
Like-
is here?
flapping.
That sound again, Conrad says.
Cletus looks up. What sound?
You don't hear that? The flapping. Like something's flying.
He pauses for a moment, and you notice that it's getting closer and closer, and then Cletus is like, "Oh, I hear it now,"
Conrad
Yeah.
brings out his bow.
and it stops. And you get the sense with that perception check that someone's watching you.
We're being watched again.
Cletus is like, "Great. Do we just sit here?"
I mean, so far it's done nothing, but yeah. No, I don't want to wake the group over this because this has happened like almost every other night.
Yeah, at this point, we just let everyone sleep.
Yeah, but just we'll keep an eye on it just in case it does anything hostile.
And the feeling never disappears. And if, you beach, there's a cliff above you guys. And with the fire that you guys have, you know that people shouldn't. It produces no light outside of a radius.
So there should be
So
like
you're-
no reason why it sees us.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes. Unless either A, it has like night vision, or it already knew you were here.
Mm-hmm. That's the
Um,
strangest thing, Conrad says to Clea. It's like, like, if this thing's working correctly, he kind of points to the fire, like, no one should see this. And with, like, the location I picked, it should be very difficult for us to be detected.
should I check it?
Out of character. What does he mean by that?
Like exit the area of the fire and see if you can see it?
Alright, stay in radius, like, where I can see you. Conrad's going to look at Cletus now.
Okay. Cletus begins to walk away, and he's just kind of walking, and then you see him take a step and kind of like look around, and he turns around at you. He's like, "Oh, that is weird," and he takes a step forward, and he's like, looks around, like looks at you, then takes a step back, and he's just kind of staring again, like kind of squinting, and then he takes a step back. He's like, "Yeah, it's working."
Alright, that makes zero sense to me why this thing can still see us. Conrad says, now we're fighting ghosts. Yay!
Yeah, and he just comes back and sits down, and you continue your watch, and again, like you feel that sensation, and every time you like look around and stuff like that, where you feel it's coming from, it's just outside the light, and you just can't see anything out there. But another hour goes by, and you hear the flapping noise again as it starts going away, going north,
Okay.
and the sensation disappears.
Yes.
And go ahead.
I was gonna say, I guess I got bored.
Cletus is like, "I hope so." And a little bit more passes, and it's about time for you to wake up the next watch.
Conrad will wake up the next watch.
Okay. Which is Corn and Daylock, I believe.
I believe so.
Okay. You guys wake up the next watch. Corn, you get woken up.
No, Jolan, I wanna nap. What?
Conrad,
Yeah.
you're tired.
Yeah, sure.
And Daylock wakes up from Cletus waking him and kind of wipes the sleep from his eyes, kind of plumps down in front of the fire and just kind of sits there.
Yeah, so Pyro will tell the two of them how the thing flapping came back and it was watching them for a little bit, but then it left up north.
Do you have any ex-girlfriends with wings or something along those lines?
Coward just kind of looks at Corin like, no. No, I don't.
Daylock kind of wipes his eyes and stares at. Well, I mean, wouldn't you have the ex-girlfriend with the wings?
Yeah, but
Kind of gesture
always,
towards your wings.
Oh!
first of all, racist. Second of all, he's the one who always seems to notice the flying thing. Like, every time it happens.
I've noticed it too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Corin, thinking back at it, I'm pretty sure there was one watch where you noticed it as well.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, so it left up north, but just keep an eye out,
Sure thing.
Alright, I'm tired. Night.
Go ahead and give me a perception check, Corin, as
Of
you and
course.
Daylock begin your watch.
This is like the 12th tonight.
Occasionally you hear the wailing of spirits coming from the forests, the lapping of the ocean, about 10-15 feet away from you, and that's about it.
Hunting whales is...
Do you say that?
No,
Okay.
that's an out of character thing.
But your watch passes by uneventful, and eventually it's time to wake up the next watch.
Wake some up.
Okay. Nat, you get woken up.
5 more minutes, kids. Mommy wants to sleep. That's what she says.
Corin imitates child's voice. Mommy, the house on fire!
Give me a bluff check.
Oh god.
Not understanding what her kids, sound like, you just try your best to imitate it. And Nat, you're groggy. You're waking up for the first time, and your instincts kick in.
Damn it.
She just jumps up like, and she's like looking around.
Give me a strength check, Nat.
Yeah. Okay.
That might have been a mistake.
Corin, you get smacked as Nat jumps up as fast as she can. You go ahead and take 1 point of damage. As Nat, you jump up and scramble outside of your tent. And it takes a couple seconds for you to realize that you're like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, not again. I was like, huh? And like,
Well, it takes a second for you to realize that you just left a tent and you're surrounded by people with tents, and it's like, oh.
Does she know Corin did it, or?
I don't know. Corin, do you get up and...
Ned, I think you might have just had a nightmare.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check. You get the sense that it was probably Corin.
Wouldn't I have to make a new bluff check for that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Shit.
Yeah, you get the sense that Corin's behind it.
Just, she's giving him a glare.
Okay.
She's just like, just don't. Just
Okay,
don't.
sorry, I went too far. I'm actually sorry.
The emissaries gets up and kind of just plop fire.
I thought it was Sin, but eh. Good night, Corin.
Could have sworn it was Demissaries.
Eh.
Did I fuck up? Or
I thought it was Sin too, actually.
okay, then Sin wakes up. plops down next to the fire. I may have misspoke, but
Yeah,
it's canon.
Nat says to Corin, okay, good night, Corin.
No, sorry again.
Just sits there by the fire.
And Daylock, as Corn flutters away, looks towards the two of you that just started watching. It's like, oh, Sir Conrad said that he heard the flapping again, and it left and went up north. Sounds like does a half-ass wave, like, yeah, we got it. And Daylock is like, okay, well, good night.
Night, Daylock.
Okay, give me perception checks for the people who just started watch. Okay. There's a couple times that you hear ghosts wailing, but overall nothing. You guys don't hear or see anything, and your watch goes on uneventful. And after a little bit, the sun begins to rise, and the day is beginning. And Conrad, I need you to go to the other room real quick
Sure, what's
while
that?
everyone else starts the break. Oh wait. Okay. Nat, you can go ahead and go on your break.
Okay.
I'll move you back when I'm done. And Conrad. You fall again. You find yourself in an empty void, and after feeling adrift for what feels like hours, you hear a whimper. It's somber and quiet. It's a gentle, familiar voice. You know you have heard it long ago. They are in pain. They are at their limit. You get that sense that they're pushed to the brink, suffering beyond your comprehension. You realize in that moment that they're aware of you, like you know that they know you're there. You're not sure how or why they know the fact that they are. They kind of reach out to you, and you reach out to them. You reach out to their call. But no matter how much you try to reach and you feel the connection getting closer, you just cannot grasp them. And as you reach out, you feel searing pain that flashes throughout your body, and it converges on your head. The more fiery pain that builds in you, the feel of your form pull away from the one you reach for. As you drift away, you hear a whisper, "I love you, my son." And you wake up grabbing your head. The pain is still burning as you open your eyes. You reach up where it hurts, and you find that your horns are different. They are larger, longer, and more pronounced. Within a few seconds, the pain starts to subside. You find yourself breathing heavy, almost snarling in pain. Looking around, you see your party staring at you. Okay, and go ahead and take a break.
Yeah. Alright, sweet.
Okay, so everyone, 10-minute break.
Yay.
And I'm all by myself. And Conrad, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
They look exactly how you think they do.
Awesome. Very inventive, Damon. I will say.
Oh, you guys haven't even begun to see. Don't mean to toot my own horn, but toot too, motherfucker. And that is the extent of how big my ego can get. There.
Ah,
I'm gonna go ahead and send you the dream.
cool.
You think that's clever? Guess what number of dream this is?
6.
What's the mark of the beast?
Oh no, this is a stream 5 actually in the thing.
Think about it though. How many dreams have you had?
6.
What's the mark of the beast?
6. Nice.
I may or may not have just made up that last connection.
Just coincidence, or is it? It's turning out to be a good session so far.
I try. Ah, son of a bitch. I forgot to come up with a new episode title for this one.
Well, we will
I'll do
think
it
about
after the session.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's funny. I posted a clip of "It's Always Sunny" that I thought like perfectly described the whole Nat reaction to the fire part. Basically, in the clip, Frank, like, so they try to get him to an intervention by saying that there's a fire at the bar. So he bursts open the door and has a gun.
All
Where's the
mistakes we made
fire?
on our own, so it's good that you're here.
We're doing our best. We're doing our
I've
best.
never watched It's Sunny, but I've seen clips, and there's an odd amount of clips where he just randomly has a gun. So I'm guessing that must be a part of his character
It
where
really
he just
is.
appears with a gun sometimes for no reason.
Yep.
I finally saw the Trash Man clip.
There you go. How do you not watch "It's Always Sunny"? That's surprising to me.
Yeah. I mean, hell, I just sat down and started watching Mentalist for the first time.
Never seen that.
Pretty good show.
Yeah, I don't think you want Nat busting into places with a quote-unquote gun. And by gun, I mean magic.
That's hands.
I mean, she is a gun.
I am a weapon. Aim me. Says Matt.
Burnback.
I'm still outside, by the way, so.
Never left.
Okay. Well, we're gonna continue. You don't need anything on roll 20,
Alright,
Conrad.
that's cool.
Corn and Nat, you begin to, Corn, you begin to wake up.
Okay.
Nat, you see the rest of your party stir awake. Everyone but Conrad.
Nat goes to check up on him.
As you walk over towards his tent, you hear like grunting and moaning.
Wouldn't be the first time she's heard it.
And the rest of the party kind of notices it as well. And they kind of like look over, and you guys watch as Conrad pops up awake, kind of snarling and grabbing towards his head. And you notice that right away that his horns don't look like they used to. His horns now look like this. They are much larger and much more pronounced. You guys see it?
Yep.
And he's just sitting there panting and snarling.
Dude, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm surprised for when he jumped up, but she's like, Conrad, you okay?
Karen's kind of like holding his head, like, feeling out his horns a bit.
Yeah, you notice the change in your horns.
What the hell? Like, jeez. Paylor, dude, gosh.
Damasaries like kind of looks over inquisitive. He's like, what is this, like some type of late tiefling puberty or something? I mean, sorry, not Damasaries, Sin.
I don't. God, I had another dream, and it was strange.
Sin's like, strange how?
Like, I heard this voice, and he still kind of sounds like grunting, I assume, like kind of like panting.
The pains and stuff's already starting to subside at this point.
Okay, so he's like coming in. Okay. I heard this voice. It sounded very familiar, and this person was in pain almost, and I was trying to reach them, and I think they noticed me, and then he kind of gets quiet. Then he says, they said, "I love you, my son," and then I was like pushed away, and I woke up.
Which really confuses you, Nat.
Huh?
Well, I don't know if it does confuse you. You would have to remember something for it to confuse you. So, never mind that.
I'm more confused with the general situation.
Okay. I figured you'd forget that detail.
She probably would.
Yeah.
Like, which thing about the, Wait, he said...
Roll an intelligence check.
I think I have an idea what he's referring to, but...
Well, go ahead.
Eh.
What do you think?
His tiefling dad, perhaps? Maybe his actual dad? If he said that what he said out loud, then...
Well, I mean, you know that his parents... Never mind.
No, that...
Oh wow, she probably rolled pretty low.
Yeah, she stares at you confused. The rest of your party's kind of staring at you kind of confused.
This makes no sense.
Sin's like, why doesn't it make sense?
I know my parents. They're human.
Okay, well, was the thing that you saw or heard not human?
Out of character, he didn't get a clear look on the figure, like I assume one dreams, right?
He was mostly like you could sense their presence.
Yeah.
Just like the one dream you previously had.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't actually see them. I sensed their presence.
You know, I'm not a biologist, but 2 humans don't really make a tiefling.
I thought Corin already heard your story.
Yeah, Corin, yeah, he did hear my story.
Corin, yeah, you know that his parents... Go ahead and give me an intelligence check. Maybe
Okay.
one of you guys will remember this.
I actually remember the story.
Okay.
It's more trying to put these two things together.
Okay. There you go. Corin, you remember hearing Conrad talk about his parents. They were both human and they both died. They were killed.
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that it doesn't really make sense. Him, whatever.
Oh no, it still doesn't make sense. But I just wanted to make sure you were aware of the fact that you knew that he had two human parents, and that was already weird.
Yeah.
Like,
Sin looks at you. He's like, "Well, I mean, was it your parents?"
yeah, they were. Yeah, like, they raised me. They were.
No,
Kind
no,
of like,
no. I'm saying, was whatever you heard, was it your parents?
I don't know. They just said,
It didn't
"I love
sound
you,
like
my
them.
son." Yeah, it definitely did not say that. Oh, it did not sound like my parents.
Sin kind of scratches his little chin beard and goes, I mean, I don't know.
The weirdest part was like, I felt this almost heat and pain when I tried to reach out towards this person or whatever.
Go ahead and
And
give
it
me a
felt-
perception check, Conrad.
Yeah, okay,
Yep.
one sec.
As you're woken up now and you're trying to connect the dream, you're thinking about the dream, you get the same sensation as that one time. That pool was coming from the west or east.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It seems to be.
Seems to
got-
be what?
I had
Cletus
another dream beforehand, and it was almost like about this person crying almost from the east. And even now, I feel that same pull towards the east.
And your parents probably wouldn't be out east, would they?
No, they wouldn't.
Sin's like, well, I mean, it's not much we can do about it now. Nice horns, by the way. Kind of shrugs his shoulders, like,
Yeah, I was just kind of like still feeling them, like he's a little like okay. yeah.
they're significantly larger. It's almost a little weird.
Yeah.
It's certainly something worth looking into, Nat says to Conrad.
Yeah, just to give it to you guys, like his horns are twice the size, about.
And here I was thinking you're only horny when you're with pain.
Yeah, I'll give you 5 experience for that.
Cameron just like looks at Corn, thanks, and he just like gets up and like gets ready for the day, I guess.
Okay. You guys spend the next while. You guys can eat breakfast if you would like. You're not super hungry, but you could eat if you wanted to.
We'll try to find some berries or nuts.
Okay. As soon as you go to leave the beach and you start heading toward the forest, like as you begin to approach, you see like a walking corpse that's kind of bone and kind of flesh just walking past. And the
Do
forest.
the
and the
Homer
forest-
Simpson turn.
Okay. And the forest is nothing.
Just maybe not the greatest idea.
And you guys watch as Corn comes back empty-handed.
Where'd you run off to, Corn?
Just took a look if there's anything to eat in the forest, and I'm off human meat, especially not if it's rotten.
Wait. You saw an undead?
Yeah, some kind of zombie guy? I don't know. what you call it.
Well, I guess we're close to our objective.
Basically, it looked like the corpse just walking around.
Alright.
So, no ghosts so far.
I mean, you guys saw a ghost yesterday on your way here.
I mean,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
today.
But you guys finished gathering up all your stuff, packing all your adventurers pack, and you guys are ready to go for the day.
Alright. Let's get out.
You guys leave the beach area, go up the cliffside, and you guys have the entire western forest ahead of you. Demisarius kind of looks at the group. He's like, should we spread out a little bit, create like a sight line, and just start moving forward?
Sounds good to me.
Maybe
Yeah.
like 50 feet in between everyone. Maybe a little bit more.
Okay, and then signal over the earring if you see anything.
Well, I mean, we should still be in line of sight.
Fair enough.
I mean, we could
I'll-
probably go a couple 100 feet out before not being able to see each other.
We should stay in visual range, though.
So maybe 100 feet.
Sure.
But I'd like to stay with one of you guys, considering if I'm jumped, I'm kinda... What do you call it? Boned?
Well, how about we have myself and Cletus take the wings and you guys take the center parts.
Sounds good.
So that way we can still stay spread out. But if you guys are the ones who are attacked, you know, you guys got people on both sides to get to you.
Sure.
Okay. You guys begin making your way to the forest, and you immediately see a zombie. Like, it's just a shambling corpse, and it's just kind of walking. You guys enter the forest, and it's a lot darker than you're used to seeing. Corin, this forest looks sick. Most of the leaves are turning like browns, almost like a purpley color. They all look very pale, and as soon as you guys get to the forest and you guys create your line and start walking in, there's immediately a zombie. Probably close to between Corin and Sin.
Zombie at something o'clock. Should we engage it or ignore it?
I mean, the job was to clear out the zombies, correct?
Well, I mean, the Sin gets over, you hear him say, well, I mean, technically our job was to stop it. Find the source.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess, yeah. If we stop the source, then I imagine the other zombies will fall. Anyway, so...
Let's hope so. Plus, it doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
taking out every zombie we meet might be more pain than it's worth.
Agreed.
Pain.
Stop. Conrad says, jokingly, and then they continue on.
Okay. This kind of situation just keeps happening as you guys search. You guys will be walking, and then, you know, like, Conrad, you're walking, and a ghost will just appear behind a tree and go past you. Conrad, I need you to give me a wisdom check.
I was about to say. One sec.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
you guys, Conrad, you freeze in place. You guys do notice. You guys just watch as, because you guys are looking around as you guys are walking along this line formation. So you guys do notice when Conrad stops.
Conrad, you
What's
okay?
You just see him. He is white as a ghost.
Yep.
And you see just a somewhat female form just kind of floating past him. And he's not looking at the form or anything. He's just like looking straight ahead, just looking pale and sweating.
Nat goes over to get him. Hang in there. We haven't reached our destination yet, and She's trying to like tug on him a little bit, try to get him to move.
Okay, roll a 20.
D20?
No, Conrad.
A D20?
Yep.
Okay.
A saving throw,
Wait, saving throw or just a regular D20?
which is the same exact thing.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't sure.
You just see him just staring still.
Nat goes to the earring and goes, guys, Conrad's looking a little frozen.
You hear Sin's voice come over. Slap him in the face.
Does so.
Okay, roll a melee attack.
Unarmed strike? Or just, okay.
Of course, from accident damage.
Yeah. It does strike you and it snaps you out of it, but your face and your ear is ringing from the slap.
Out of curiosity, did you punch him like in the nose, like, or the side?
Just a slapping on the side of your face, so like your cheek and your ear are definitely hurting and ringing.
You got a bit of red on your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of like holds his ear and goes like, oh, like.
Yeah, it hurt. That really hurt.
I'm sorry. You just looked. You were frozen.
It's okay. Like, thanks, Matt.
No problem. But she's trying to like.
Kind of pats her on the shoulder, like, remind me not to piss you off.
Yeah, what are you more scared of? Some weird see-through people or Nat's hands?
Conrad like walks her a little bit faster now.
That one follows him.
Okay. You stay with him, or do you go back to your spot on the line?
I'll stay with him for like a little bit, but then after that, I'm sure he's okay. She'll just go back into the line.
Okay. You guys continue moving forward, and again, you guys see like a skeleton just kind of dragging along it's what could only be called a sword by name. It looks like a giant rusted hunk of metal. You guys do see a few more zombies. Go ahead and... What was that?
Dark Soul skeletons.
A little bit smaller. But go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay, one sec. That's appropriate.
Okay. Yeah. Conrad, you were freaked the fuck out. You're just kind of staring directly ahead of you, and not to pay attention to stuff. Like anytime there's a motion or anything like that, you look away.
There are no ghosts around me.
But you guys just continue to look at different undead and stuff like that. Did you guys want to go towards the western or eastern side of the forest? Either that or you guys are going to have to start doing a zigzag pattern.
I mean, Conrad's kind of incapacitated, as you can tell, so you guys have to decide.
West is best.
Okay, so you guys want to sweep up one side, then return down the other?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Because after a while, it starts to spread out from the coast, and you guys kind of gotta, choose a spot one way or the other, and you guys decide to hug the western side. Everyone else agrees to it, besides Conrad, who's just kind of blindly walking forward.
What would it take to notice that he's not paying attention?
You just see it.
Alright, Nat gives him the occasional glance, make sure, just to be sure.
He does not notice. Conrad, you don't see it.
Yeah, I figured.
But you guys make your way up, and the hours pass. It's kind of slow going at this point. And around evening time, you guys may get to about here.
And that's with the zigzag, or just going.
Oh, you guys are mostly able to go straight up for quite a bit. And then you guys, well, you said you wanted to go up to the western coast, not
Okay.
zigzag.
Okay.
Did you guys want to zigzag?
I think it's a bit late now, so I'll probably have to say that for another time. I think.
Okay. Well, you guys continue along the west, and nighttime is starting to roll around. Go ahead and give me another perception check. And do you guys have torches out? Are you guys gonna pull out torches?
Coward would, definitely so.
Okay. As night begins to appear, you guys, Conrad, you notice a slight glow coming from a little bit more center from where you guys are at.
Does anyone else see that? Coward
See
points it
what?
out. That,
Uh,
that glow over there.
Nat, you have low light vision, correct?
Yes.
Corin, you have low light vision?
Yep.
Okay, you guys do both notice it with the help of Conrad.
So it's a glow, just in the center.
Yeah, it's because you guys are going up the western part, and where you guys are, like a little bit more east from you, you see like just the faintest glow coming from the forest deeper in. It's kind of like a purplish light.
We do see it. Should we follow it?
I mean, I would think something like that might be the source. Halo, guide me.
Connected to it.
Danister's like, oh, great, now we can finally smash some heads. And he starts closing in on the rest of the group as you guys start grouping together and moving towards the purple. That was the
I
question.
think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys,
Yeah.
you guys start making your way through it, and you know it's very faint from where you guys are at, and it's kind of hard to see with the torchlight. Sin actually looks over towards you, Conrad, and he's like, you might want to actually put that out.
Are you sure? Or it's like it's kind of clutching it, like like very scared, like.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm
You
here.
see Sin walk up and wave his hand past the torch, and the torch goes out.
He kind of yelps like that.
That supports him. Just like, okay, they're there.
You hear Damasair's chuckle.
Nice
but with the
and
torch-
easy.
But with the torch out, Corn and Nat, do tieflings have low light vision?
No, they do not.
Okay. Yeah, Corn and Nat, with the torch out, you guys are able to see the light a little bit better. And you guys continue making your way to it. And eventually, you guys make your way. And you find this.
Yeah, and that was escorting Conrad, since he seems to be a bit out of it. Would it be like insight to try and realize that he's just afraid of ghosts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me insight. At this point, there's no bluffing it.
Oh.
I mean, yeah,
sorry.
there's not really.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this because this is very obvious. Yeah, he's fucking afraid of ghosts.
Yeah, it's like
It's
straight
pretty
up
obvious. You literally had to get below a 5 to get this. So actually, basically, everyone's passive insight beats it.
I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah. But as you guys are moving towards the light, you guys see two figures. Corn and Nat, you're probably the first two to see it. See two large shadowy figures. One of them's kind of grunting, and Damasair's kind of holds up his hand because he can hear it. You and Corn can see it, and he's like, light a torch, someone.
Car does so immediately.
Okay. And as soon as you light your torch, everyone can see this.
Yeah, 1 second.
Alright, let's zoom that out.
Where are we?
Oh, jeez.
They are 2 large bears. One has its skin completely removed. And the other one is rotting and kind of chunky. Like there's a lot more bare bones and stuff like that one. Given the size and stuff like that and where they're at, you guys recognize these 2 bears.
They're the ones we fought before?
Yeah, given the injuries and the fact that one of them's missing all of its fur and skin, yeah, one could assume that these might be it.
Wow, this is awkward, Conrad says.
Could be worse. They could be ghost bears.
Daemis looks over. He's like, "How do you want to handle this? You want to? Everything else has ignored us. Do you guys want to just scoot around and flank around, or do you guys want to try to take them down?"
I vote we avoid them, because first of all, they gave us a lot of trouble last time. Second of all, they're not going to be our biggest fans if they see us, so...
Actually, I'd kind of go the opposite way, since it's kind of our fault they are this way.
Yeah, but, I mean... No offense, Corn.
Since snaps back, he's like, "It is not our fault they're this way. They could have died plenty of other different ways, and we didn't turn them undead."
Alright, well, up to you guys. I'm staying here for that.
He's like, "We can go around them."
Okay.
Daemis looks towards the rest of you guys, though.
Yeah, let's go around.
Okay. You guys cut north, and you guys just kind of try to avoid the bears. And eventually, you guys, loop around, and you guys continue along your path, and you see the bears just kind of wander away. Just like most of the undead you've seen so far, they don't seem to really notice you or care, and they just seem to be wandering for the most part. Like, there's really no rhyme or reason to it. But you guys continue along looking for this glowing purple, and as you guys go through, the light gets brighter and brighter, and eventually you guys find a slight clearing surrounded by a giant purple bubble.
Would it be perception on the bubble, or...?
Oh, no, you can see the bubble.
But, like, what would it be to guess what it is? I assume Arcana.
Probably.
Alright, well, I'm not trained in that, so I
you
can't
have
do
to
it.
be trained in this one. You guys both can tell it's magical, but you're not hopefully aware of what it is or what it does. But it is a very large area, covered in just this purple kind of bubble. What do you guys do? You guys approach it, stand there, staring at it. What do you do?
Can I do a perception check to see if there's anything around us besides
Sure.
that?
Sure. Okay. Peering into the purple bubble, at the very center of it, it's basically like a clearing. And at its very center, you see a very familiar looking stone pillar obelisk, with another purple glowing orb atop of it, and you see a figure with its hand inside the purple orb above the obelisk.
Is this figure a drow?
It's hard to tell.
Alright, So how far, is there any, like, way to cover ourselves into this area?
I mean, where you guys are at right now, it's still pretty covered in, like, woods, bushes, and stuff like that.
I mean, like, out after that, it's just plains, or what?
No. You guys are in the center of the woods.
Okay.
It's just, there's, like, a clearing. In the purple orb that's on the outside part, covers the entire area up until where the woods start again.
So Conrad's gonna try to, I guess, stealth and see if he can get a better look at that figure.
Okay.
Make sure to put your torch out first.
I mean, yeah, he's gonna do that.
Okay. You put your torch out and go ahead and give a stealth check. You guys watch as Conrad creeps away, and you guys lose track of him as Conrad just disappears. Sin looks over at you, Nat, and is like, "Where the fuck is he going?"
I don't know.
He rolls his eyes. He's like, "And you guys yell at me for not talking about shit." Conrad, you move around, and it's pretty much the same all around.
So I can't see anything?
Do you try to encircle the whole orb?
I'm just trying to get a better look at that figure in the orb.
It's hard to tell with the discolorization and the lack of light. You can just tell it's a figure. That's it. It's very dark and very shadowy in there.
All right, so let's circle back to the group then.
Okay. The only way that you're able to see it as it is right now is the orb that they have their hand reached into is giving off light.
Okay.
So yeah, considering the last two
and then
times,
you guys watch as Conrad just pops up.
Conrad, don't scare us like that.
Sorry, I saw a figure in the center of the orb. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that.
Yeah.
And
go ahead and give me a perception check, Nat.
Yeah.
You look inside the bubble, and yes, you do see the same thing that he saw.
Okay, so the orb.
A very shadowy figure just reaching its hand in this orb. The orb and the barrier are both the same glowing color of purple.
It seems to be that same obelisk that we saw beforehand at the Cobalt Cave.
Yes, and those two interactions we had with stones and within objects have been very great.
So I wanted to try to actually look ahead and see if I could see if it was that one person who was on the quest with us, Nahiri, but I wasn't able to get a good look. So should we try to surprise him, or should we just go head on?
As you guys are sitting there, as you guys are looking at the bubble, right around where the obelisk is, you see a ghost appear from the ground and start taking form. And as soon as it congeals into like a form, it begins to move away, and it goes through the bubble and just floats right past you guys. Conrad, wisdom check.
Wonderful. 1 sec.
I'd be happy I'm not making you do it for all the undead.
Oh no, you're totally right. Yeah.
Okay, you're good. You're freaked out, but you swallow it, and you're just like, "Phew, okay, I can do this. I can do this."
Exactly. It's like,
Who's the tiefling? I'm the tiefling.
Nat had her hand ready.
But the ghost just floats past you guys, and Damasaries looks over, and he's like, "Wait, is that person creating the undead?"
Oh, there's only one way we're gonna find out. So, are we going head on, or are we just gonna sneak in?
We have no idea what that bubble can do.
And he just kind of sits and ponders for a second. He's like, "Is this the Shadow Man?"
I literally have no idea.
Every time we've tried to touch one of those orbs in the obelisk, some kind of explosion happens. I don't know. I just don't feel very safe with this.
So, as I'm asking, do you guys want to go head on, or do you want to just sneak in?
You guys watch as two hands come out of the ground by the obelisk as a body pulls itself out of the dirt, and it begins walking away in the opposite direction.
Okay.
It's another shambling zombie.
All right, guys, I'm making an executive decision there. We're going in.
Yeah.
Damasaries picks up his hammer, and he looks over at Cletus and is like, "Yeah, let's do this." And they both go to walk into the bubble, and both smack their face in it and take a step back.
Wait, so try to go into the bubble, and it kind of bumps
Yep.
into it.
Are you guys okay? Not feeling any weird kind of effects or anything?
Damasaris kind of rubs his nose, and Cletus just does the same. They're like, no, it's like a wall.
Try hitting it, Conrad says.
Damasaris shrugs his shoulders, lifts up his hammer, and just brings it into the wall. And he puts a lot of force into it. And right where you think that if the hammer's going to stop, the hammer just goes right through it. And he hits his hands on the barrier, and it's such a sudden shock. He drops his hammer, but his hands can't go through the barrier, but the hammer goes right through, and now his hammer is now on the other side of the barrier on the ground.
Ooh.
And he's like, oh, as he tries to reach for it, and he just can't go past the purple bubble.
So living things can't go through it?
So to get
I
through,
guess.
we need to die.
I'm not doing that. So, do
So-
you want to try looking around?
So Nat looks at Corin, and then she has her hand ready, like...
Do it!
Sin reaches into his pack and pulls out some rope. Then you guys see him do an arcane gesture. You see a ghostly hand form and go through the barrier with the rope that he had. It puts the rope right on the handle of the hammer, and Sin goes to pull the rope taut. Slides on the knot. The knot on the rope slides against the handle, pulling the hammer out. Damasaris sees what he's doing and helps him, and Damasaris gets his hammer back.
So, either this person's undead, or there's another entrance into this, so we should look around.
Or they created the barrier.
True. Either way, there's got to be some way to enter it.
So what do you guys do?
Conrad would suggest encircling around the perimeter, looking for an entrance.
Sin's like, should we split up into two groups, save us time?
Yeah.
Okay, Sin points towards Daylock and Conrad. He's like, okay, us 3 idiots will go this way, you 4 idiots go that way.
Okay.
Idiots go the way.
Okay. You guys begin to... Are you guys moving silently, or are you guys just traipsing through the forest? You guys have not been super quiet.
I mean, at this point, I feel like the element of surprise is kind of relevant.
Okay, so you guys just move along. Okay. Takes just a couple moments to walk your way all the way around, and you guys end up on the opposite side of the bubble.
Mhm.
There's no clear entrances or anything like that. It seems like a solid, just spherical barrier almost.
Sin, do you have any magical way, I assume, to open this?
Kind of walks up to it. He's like, I mean, this is a pretty strong barrier, and you guys watch as another skeleton kind of rises from the ground and begins to walk through the barrier. He's like, either it's a one-way barrier or it's only letting undead go through. So either we need to die or we need to figure out some magic to get through here, and this is way outside of my realm.
Out of curiosity, Damon, so where we are from the outside of the barrier to the center of the barrier, where I assume that figure is, how far of a distance is that?
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Ugh. Hold on a second. What's one? It's going a little crazy on my end. From where they're at and where you guys are at, it's about 70 feet, 75 feet.
Alright, well, Connor will look to the group saying, from the distance here, I could try to take a shot at them, but there's literally no way for us to know whether they are hostile or friendly.
We could try calling out to them, but that's kind of risky.
Yeah, personally, I would like to try to see who they are. Like Corn, don't you have that horn?
Yeah, but I don't know how that's gonna help. I mean, we could just shout at them. That would do the same job without alerting everyone in the forest for our presence.
Fair point.
I mean, if they're in there, it only allows undead. It, maybe, perhaps, they're dead, or maybe they. What's the word for it?
Or their friend who figured out a way to get in there and is now trying to stop it on his own.
That's our point. So we have no way of, as of now, no way to get in. So should we just announce ourselves?
James Harry shrugs his shoulders. Seems like, I don't know. This is... It's up to you guys.
All right.
Can't really do much else otherwise, that says.
Have any that hurt undead?
I have quite a few.
Try casting one of those on the figure, because if he's undead, it's gonna hurt him. If he's not undead, it's gonna do nothing.
Let me think about that for a second. As I look at Dalek's powers.
What a great plan.
He thinks about it for a second. He's like, well, I mean, I do have one spell that specifically hurts undead, but it's too far away for me to use that. And the rest of my ones that would hurt undead would also hurt regular people as well.
Damn.
So wait, if an obelisk, from our experience with gems that happen to
There is
have...
something else I could do.
Ooh,
Well,
like what?
Kind of like stops for a second and kind of walks up to the barrier. Kind of lets out a sigh. And you watch as Daylock puts out his hand and just kind of rests it on the barrier, and you watch him close his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just pause, and then he sighs again. I sense darkness and evil coming from inside of here.
So they're probably not a friend.
Is that all you're sensing there, Dayluck?
Yes, Sir Conrad. It's a blinding evil and darkness. I've never really encountered anything this potent before.
Well, if I remember correctly, with the Cobalt Cave, targeting the obelisk itself was the thing that actually did any damage. So should I do that?
I'm not quite sure whether the evil's coming from the obelisk or that person.
If they remove that gem, usually some kind of after effect may happen.
And I'm still not sure whether that person is controlling it or what. And you guys watch as another ghost comes from the earth and rises, forms, and starts going towards the north. Give me a wisdom check.
Yep.
Okay, you shrug it off.
Okay. Alright, well, we're wasting time, so hit the obelisk, Conrad says? Or hit the person?
My vote would be person.
Person? That sounds so unsure.
I can do
And
both.
as you guys are discussing this, you see her and fade away. As the person who has their hand in the orb,
Mhm.
the orb falls off the top of the obelisk and just falls onto the ground. Clink, clink. And the person is just standing there, and you watch them fall to their knees, and they stand up, and they...
Hello?
And they what?
They turn towards us.
and you watch them immediately get like a defensive posture. Very, very aggressive look.
What do they like? What do they look like?
It's too hard to say. None of you guys have lights.
Carol, light that torch.
Okay. With the torchlight, you can just see the figure. That's it.
Alright.
How about us with low light vision?
All you can
Nothing.
see is the
Who
figure.
are
It's almost
you,
like-
Conrad says.
No response. They actually take a step back.
Are you responsible for all the undead?
And that's where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Okay.
Let me guess, you literally had a long we took.
Huh?
Did you just have a timer for how long we took, or
I can't tell you all my ways.
You guys are being so indecisive. I mean, I can't decide everything.
we were just as indecisive as you were?
I'm laying out the option, but like I'm saying, like, do you want me to do this? Do you want me to do that? I mean, I could literally run the show here. I could have just fired shots.
Okay, go ahead and end the stream, Nat.